Welcome to the Entombed Valley.
Game number 2 starts on Entombed Valley. To the bottom left, we have the Towel Terran starting for Team FXO. We have
FXO GuMiho.
Great comeback.
Recently all killing Slayers in the Team League Finals.
And to the top right, we have his opponent. Could have built his hatch maybe a little bit earlier in the late game. He had the minerals, he didn't do it. He is our Casper player in the blue.
Ungjin Styles, Soul Key.
I really like these shirts the Kessler players are wearing. 8th team and Woongjin having the shirt. I forgot the company's name, but with the 5 on it, with the tally. I like that. It's stylish.
Cross positions now on this map. And we've seen a great game in the last match.
We did. I think that there were a lot of mistakes made by both players in certain areas, but I love GuMiho's resilience. I think he is the player who knows how to take a game that's basically lost. A game that most people think, all right, I not even want to watch the rest of this. I think he should GG soon. And he says, no. And he just keeps going.
He made a wrong decision a little bit earlier, and I completely understood why he did it when he attacked these air units, because he was just trying to pull this off with the amount of Vikings that he had, and he thought that he had enough anti-air. And I also saw this spiraling out of control for Soulkey. I thought, okay, well, he doesn't have a lot of energy on his Infestor, so he's going to lose probably most of his Corruptors now, then the rest of his army. So it didn't happen. There was enough energy for the Fungals, and then suddenly the Vikings were all gone, and GuMiho was looking at a game where he didn't have any anti-air whatsoever. So he needed to buy time, and he did it so well. With the drop that you mentioned to the top left, bought a little bit of time. Every just single move that he made, he thought to himself, okay, I can still win this. Yes, it's looking very, very grim, very bad for me right now. But if I buy myself enough time to rebuild my Viking count, I can take the game. And he never gave up, and he was rewarded for it.
He was rewarded very well. This is going to be a tough map for him, though. Reason being, as I saw those map stats, and you know, if it's like 3 and 5, okay, that's one thing. Or if it's 3 and 3, it's like, well, that's not a lot of map stats. But in this case, he has like less than 20% win ratio on this map
with 21 games played.
Yeah, so that is like, well, there's something going on here on this map for GuMiho. Seems to struggle, and this is going to be something that Soulkey probably doesn't necessarily know about, but he's going to be happy knowing. As soon as the pool finishes, by the way, for Soulkey, he starts speed and double queens with the fast gas that he took. He's going to be able to speed out very soon, which is going to help him a lot in holding his 3rd base. And GuMiho double command center build here, fast triple.
And the one thing that we should also mention is that he's still getting gas with 1 drone, and this is also a map where a few Zerg players will always go for aggression. These are games that we've seen out of Lenok, who's in the same team as GuMiho. So I think this is a style that GuMiho is well versed in. He had definitely played against it in the past, but he needs to be careful with this. So there could be a lot of aggression coming this way. We might find out what's going on here. And, well, we will definitely find out what's going on here, but we will find out if it's Soulkey who tries to be a little bit more aggressive this time.
Barring a power outage or some sort of catastrophe, you're right. Oh, GuMiho's doing this new bunker style. We saw him do it on Ohana at the 3rd base, but this is a little bit different. This is one where you deny your opponent from sending a drone to the 3rd. He decided that bunker wasn't quite far enough forward, though.
I think that was probably correct.
Yeah.
It looked a little bit far away. Oh wow! Following things up with 3 additional barracks. What just happened?
Something fell on the ceiling on my face. It was weird. I don't know what it was.
You mean that spider that is on your back?
Nah, I wouldn't fall for that. But
you kind of did. You should have seen your face.
I was like, it could be possible, but look at this, Soulkey going for the Roach Warren, and you know, this is very important when you have this bunker contain going on, because it's one way to break out of there, but he may actually follow this up with Baneling aggression as well.
This is currently a build that looks very much like a Roach Baneling attack. 35 Harvesters, which is exactly the right amount. You get the Zerglings, you have your Roach Warren. As soon as the Roach Warren is nearly done, you go for the Baneling Nest. So I would not be surprised. There it is. There's the Baneling Nest, Roach Baneling aggression. And to be completely honest with you, from what we see in the main base of GuMiho, this is going to be very, very hard for him to hold. He has 3 orbitals. He has, of course, also 4 barracks that we mentioned earlier, which means his factory is very late. It just started. There will not be siege tanks. He needs a lot of bunkers, and he needs them now, and he builds them.
Yeah, he needs knowing what's going on now. He saw the amount of lings. He sees no third base still. He has the SCV up there to the top left to scout it.
He doesn't even have add-ons. He can't build any, and he can't build any marauders.
No, he can't.
He has only those bunkers.
He's good at splitting, man, but this is going to be something that splitting may not be enough for, because not only is he not going to be able to split against the banelings too well without stim, but roaches just kill marines quite well, and he's going to have 12 of them. Double E-base going up for him. He's not actually cutting those out of the build here. He doesn't know 100% that Sulky's going for this, but he's still now making the 3rd bunker. 3rd bunker may be too late, though. Okay, 4th one going down. Remember, his wall is actually consisting of heavily fortified structures. They're barracks, they're not depots.
And Sulky isn't following it up with the Zergling aggression with the speedlings. He's going for drones already. He wants to use this to do damage, and then he wants to fall back. It's not designed to kill him, it's designed to do damage, and he will do a lot of it.
This is still so scary for GuMiho. He's got units on the outside here trying to scout.
There are 4 bunkers now.
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
He's taking down a few. He's trying to repair immediately. And oh, whoa! Look at that! I cannot believe what I'm seeing. This is probably the best hold that I have ever seen in my entire life against this strategy.
Lifts up the barracks to ensure that it can be repaired. Beautifully done.
You got to be kidding me. He doesn't have marauders, he doesn't have siege tanks. He prepares so well, he doesn't even lose a barracks.
Well, not even one.
This is... oh my god.
Yeah, just good reaction there, seeing those lings in the middle of the map next to his bunker, and he was like, well, this could be aggression. And then once he sent the marines forward, that's when he added a ton of bunkers, because he was like, oh, I see your banelings now. This is real. I got to be serious here. Added the extra bunkers. And Sulky not having enough banelings to even kill the barracks was a big problem.
No, he had enough, but he didn't hit 1 barracks. He hit 2.
Exactly.
The thing is, when I saw the defense and that Sulky was actually giving GuMiho enough time to get at least those 4 bunkers, I was like, well, actually, he's gonna hold here. He's probably gonna lose something, but he's not gonna die or anything. But that he does not even lose a barracks, that he kind of did he lose SCVs? He lost 2 SCVs in this game, and I think those were scouting SCVs. He didn't lose anything, not even a single barracks. That lift, when he lifted it, he was like, well, what are you gonna do? Run in with your roaches into 4 bunkers? Well, mate, have fun with that. And I'm just gonna save my barracks right now. That was so well played. The timing for the SCV pull, everything. Hey, I'm just in love with this. This is an awesome hold. Sulky, of course, waiting a little bit too long. Not targeting down 1 barracks specifically. That would have given him the chance to get in there. So small mistakes, but still very great hold by GuMiho.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was just not really... I wasn't super impressed by it, but I liked his reaction. You know, I think that Sulky is okay here because he transitioned so well, but in the end, I mean, GuMiho lost nothing. I mean, you're so right, and I love, my favorite part of it was when he picked up the barracks, like you mentioned. I was just like, that's just kind of like an in-your-face way of being like, this is the best way to make sure I'm not going to lose this barracks because you can't attack it anymore. I'm repairing it still. You can't run your roaches in. That was sick. And GuMiho's still behind in supply, but Sulky is making a ton of drones right now back at home. He's using all of his larvae for that, and this means that he's going to be very vulnerable to any attacks that GuMiho wants to go for very soon. He may hit at the timing of 2-2 with Stim and a few siege tanks. I would not be surprised.
GuMiho has 4 bases already. Well, he has 3 bases, 4 command centers. Is getting now the 5th. His upgrades are once again way ahead, and yeah, he's in a great position here. Sulky does not stop though. He gets his 4th, he gets his creep spread, and you can already see on the minimap that this creep spread is just crazy. This guy is playing this so well. I love how he does it, and he doesn't give up. And he shouldn't at this point. Of course, the attack was not successful at all. He lost way too many resources here, especially gas too. But still, he's not out of this yet, and he knows it, of course. He's, as you mentioned, he's ahead in supply. He has his 4 bases, but it's going to be dangerous as soon as GuMiho decides that it's time to move out. Because in terms of upgrades, in terms of economy, GuMiho did not really lose a lot. So far, everything went his way.
Yeah, Sulky, though, has a fast 4th that GuMiho is not attacking. And this is something that is really important because, I mean, GuMiho can hit timings all he wants. He can make all these orbitals and keep them in his bases and get extra mining, but if Sulky gets Hive Tech, which is already a third of the way done, and that 4th base up, he can just start bullying GuMiho. GuMiho's not going to be able to move around the map. Already, he's got creep timbers all the way across, and this is not, I mean, Sulky's not in a position where like the game is already won for him or anything, but I think he is on the right track here. He's just adding a few more drones, 2 more right now, going up to 94. GuMiho has not moved out at all. This is a very passive game by both players, of course, after the first attack from Sulky, but GuMiho now having the 4th base up uncontested as well. This is going to be something that is kind of going to rely on the Broodlords. I mean, that may determine how this game goes.
But the thing is, he has the economy to back all of this up. For example, this is very similar to how Pold approaches this game. On the other hand, though, we have still to state once more that GuMiho is not really good on this map, apparently. That's the map where he struggles the most. And now we have him again with the Ghost Academy. He really liked this nuke stuff. I think that he's probably making sure that this time he's a little bit more aware of what exactly his opponent has in this composition. But I think this drop especially can do a lot of damage, and the 4th base is already.
The 4th base is a planetary, so those Lings can't do anything. And here we go, drop going down, and this structure right here, that's not a Spine Crawler, that's actually the Spire. He could have killed that, but decided to try to split his units against the Infestors, which was actually really well done.
He forces his opponent back, and this is more positional. Look to the left side, where we currently have the entire army walking towards the 4th, and that's something that he couldn't stop. He had way too many units committed to the defense on the right side. So what is he going to do now? Move in? Yes, he can. He will crush this force, but at what price?
It's going to be a hefty price. Sulky actually deciding to pull his drones away. The Marines at top left actually are going to kill a hatchery there as well. He did not cancel. Drop comes back to the natural. GuMiho is attacking 3 places at once, and Sulky is defending none of them.
The Medivac dies to the Spore Crawler, but 2 bases are gone, and now the Zerg moving in from every single angle available. He needs to crush GuMiho here and then carry the momentum into the base, but that's not going to happen. A lot of units already died, both of them dropping in supply, but Sulky dropping a lot faster. He's out of energy on most of those Infestors, and he is able to kill GuMiho's force, as already stated before, but the position that GuMiho is in now is awesome.
It's amazing, because, yeah, he killed a lot of GuMiho's army, but GuMiho has 2 bases mining that Sulky does not have. And he's killing these roaches, he's continuing to drop. If he saves these medevacs, he's going to be golden. We'll likely fungal these, but that's some energy used. GuMiho is clearing up the creep in the middle. Sulky is in dire straits right now. He needs another hatchery. He needs something. The medevac's actually barely going to escape, it looks like.
And GuMiho now is just forcing the creep back. He's once again moving onto the map. He's killing every single creep tumor that his opponent has, scanning ahead, and he knows that Sulky cannot really attack him at this point. It's a great position for him to be, and I'm really impressed by GuMiho's play. Sulky shows why he is one of the best Caspar players that we have in StarCraft 2 right now, but it's, as already mentioned earlier, very unfortunate for him to just face such a tough opponent in the first round.
We have, you're exactly right, we have 2 nukes in one dimension on the way for GuMiho. This is something we saw him use last game. He got a little bit lucky with one of his nukes killing all the drones at that hatchery. This is something that will likely not occur on this map, but the threat of that is there, and it's going to be something that Sulky is going to have to be very aware of. And more important than the nukes is that he can EMP Infestors. You know, angry Terran players on forums have said for months that this cannot be done, but GuMiho showed last game that it actually can be done. You can fungal EMP Infestors if you use cloaking, if you come around the right side. But the Overseer coverage of Sulky was a little bit lacking last game. That's something that's really important for him to do here. And as soon as he sees the first ghosts cloaked, he is really going to have to make sure he keeps that Overseer with his Infestors at all times. The triple drop on the right side is going off, and GuMiho has just been so persistent with the drops. Dropping the top left as well.
The one thing that GuMiho messed up a little bit is the timing for his upgrades, +3/+3. Way later, he was ahead in upgrade time, but now he's once again behind. Those drops, they do the real damage though, and they do a lot. These small circling forces are not going to be able to stop the Marauders from taking down the space.
Yeah, Marauders do so much damage. He's going for the Greater Spire, and he will be able to get the hatchery as well if he targets. He's not targeting though.
No. He's catching the funnels, but he will kill every single Zergling. These are not enough Zerglings. No. But
and I mean, well,
the Ultras change.
Exactly, the Ultralists and the Fungals change things, but in the middle of the map, he continues to move forward. The Ghost cloaks here. He's going to EMP these Infestors. If he does not protect them, oh, this is going to be so bad if he hits that EMP.
If the EMP hits, there comes the nuke, double nuke immediately. One of them positional, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. There at the bottom, just making sure. Oh, we actually basically nukes his own Ghost. He nukes himself.
Yeah, and these. Oh! Look at those infestors. Several of them almost died there. That was a close call. But he's going to EMP them. I can't believe EMPs work even if they're underground. Okay, there he goes.
He EMPs 4 of them. That's what he can do here. And GuMiho behind in supply, but his economy is set up very well. The nukes are being built once again. He has to be careful though. Soulkey still has a good supply here. I feel like Soulkey would have crushed a lesser Terran player.
I think so too, man. He's so patient. He's so cost efficient with most of his engagements. Obviously the initial attack was not so much, but does a good job with his fungals. He doesn't really make very many banelings, and when he does, he makes sure to use them correctly. I think that's one thing to really note about Soulkey's play. And he's got Ultralisk as a support unit, not as an attacking unit. Oh, he's going to try to flank here with a good fungal. He's got the Infestor Terrans dropping down on top of these siege tanks as well.
It's just so hard for Soulkey to pull this off at this point. I mean, it's not impossible, but the main problem that he has is there are no Broodlords. There was a nice action now on the siege tanks, taking all of them down. Really well done, making sure that there is no siege tank support at this point. And we have 4 left. That's all there's to it. But the base died once more. What GuMiho doesn't know is that there's a base to the right side of the map in the middle. That's one that Soulkey was able to hide so far. And both of them are maxed out once again. It's just the resources lost. They are about at the same level again, but this game is pretty cool. And I love how GuMiho just uses those ghosts. Another snipe on an Infestor.
Now, and ghosts are just the unit of choice for GuMiho in this best of series so far. Just using them so well. And here we go, again, trying to hit the EMPs. This time he does get hit, but the snipe range is so long that he can actually still snipe several of those Infestors, and he does.
So it's kind of an even trade that we saw here.
Yeah.
Ghosts against Infestors, the drop still going strong. He of course already spotted with the Overlord, and therefore he needs to get out. But what I love is that Soulkey is playing this a lot smarter than in the last game. He actually burrows individual Infestors now and moves across the map, trying to find openings. And using, for example, as we see now, Infested Terrans and Fungals. He does this a lot better this time.
Oh, he's going to be careful though, the Marauders sniping his Infestors afterwards. He's got 5 more of them on the way though, always just having enough Infestors in the mix. Soulkey, I have to say he makes a good composition. He actually knows the ratios so well.
And we have another drop now at the 4th base. Those 2 dropships moving in. Yes, there are Spine Crawlers, but they are not strong enough. The Ultra is trying to move in now. But this is a cool position for GuMiho to be, and he needs to, yes, he needs to pick off and move out. But yeah, Soulkey is, as I said, he's playing this a lot better than last time. He's playing this a lot more cautious and is very determined.
Yeah, literally 20,000 resources lost from GuMiho, about 19,000. I have to say, I think I solved it, man. I think it's that Soulkey makes the perfect ratio of units. Here he goes. There's no banelings here to waste. He just goes right for the siege tanks on the left side. He finds the openings, goes for them, but the problem is GuMiho has taken out his base yet again. He does have the base in the center up, but this is not something that is great for him. He wants to, of course, have 2 bases running at this point. He's making 5 Broodlords. The switch is underway, but GuMiho already prepared 3 Vikings being made at once. He's got double reactor here. He can actually make up to 4.
GuMiho's positions are not great for in order to face those Ultralisks. This is one problem that he has. He always has those those siege tanks in a position where there's a lot of surface area, and where Soulkey is not kind of forced into small gaps like funnels or whatever, where you can really do the most damage against Ultralisk. And this is also partly true because Soulkey is always moving the Ultralisk in a way that he can attack from the side, from behind, from just a different angle than GuMiho would like to force the attack of his opponent.
This is very true. Like this situation. He's got Marauders in the middle of the map. He's trying to get the rest of his forces. He may be able to set up a small flank. Decides not to. Nuke coming down here defensively.
Why does he nuke his own ghosts?
I guess it makes the casting time less. The Broodlord does not seem to see that.
No,
okay, now he does.
One Broodlord will take a bit of damage. And another one right away. The ghost dies. They're like martyrs.
Yeah, well, it's like they got taken from the... Well, hold that thought. Taken out the rest of
this could actually do so much damage, if not for the Fungals.
Yeah. And with the Fungals, though, he actually pushes GuMiho back yet again. He's still got that mining base. He's retaking the base to the north.
Soulkey is starting to get ahead a little bit. GuMiho has more income, but he needs to make sure that he is not losing these units.
This drop is so scary to deal with, even though it's only 4 Marauders. He's just got, I mean, he's just got a great position behind the mineral line. will be cleaned up, but it did a lot of damage.
Sulky, GuMiho is not trading as cost efficient as he could. He's actually Sulky is able to close the gap in resources lost, but he doesn't have the mining anymore. Every single time GuMiho kills another base, and so far Sulky was not able to shut down the income of his opponent. GuMiho is still sitting on his 5 bases and getting a lot of minerals.
The Broodlords are normally, positioned against ground units well here, but this is not good against Vikings. So now he can't actually support. He targets down the Overseer, which means his Cloak Ghost can add some extra DPS. The bundles are gone.
And this is now not a position where the Ultralists want to be in. Not this time. Not attacking in a single file row against the Marauders. That is not going to happen. Sulky is losing ground, and he is not able to just get the income in order to support reinforcements of his army.
The Vikings there landed even. I mean, he's in a position where Sulky cannot fight him, and he's stopping the mining of the bases repeatedly with dropships. GuMiho is kind of starving him out here, and he knows that this base has been remade. I wouldn't be surprised to see another 4 Marauder drop to the north at that center base. And GuMiho is continuing to push this forward. He doesn't have a huge army with this small force of medevacs, but he's basically facing only infestors right now. And okay, here we go. He's going to send a double drop to this expansion. This is a really important one. It's the one that has more minerals.
And the gas, well, he doesn't really need that much gas. He has a lot, but the gas is gone at this point. He could also use a couple of siege tanks to the right side and shoot across the cliff if he wanted to. But this is very, very scary now, of course, for Sulky. Without enough minerals and enough gas, what he needs to do at this point is just make sure that GuMiho doesn't have income anymore. But how? He doesn't really have the units. We have Vikings in assault mode at one base. The other base has been taken down by Marauders. Once again, GuMiho just everywhere.
Yeah, he's totally, you could say, out-multitasking Sulky in one way, but Sulky does not have a very mobile army. He had some defenses set up at some of his bases, but not enough, and not positioned well enough or GuMiho couldn't find a weak point and exploit it. Now he's going to go around, not to this base most likely. Well, he can't deny gas here, so he's going to go for it.
He's taking down additional drones. Over the course of this game, he killed 53 harvesters already. 53. That's just crazy. GuMiho was everywhere, dropping his opponent's bases, making sure that he killed the hatches as well. And now here come the infestors. They are burrowing in. Are they spotted? No, they are not. There is no scouting. If he sees the movement... Ah, wow, he saw one. Does he realize what's going on?
I don't think he saw it. It was just the missile turret that gave the vision, so he didn't actually physically see it, and he doesn't know. Lucky break here for Sulky. Now all the infestors can fungal those SCVs.
Just imagine a scan here. That would end the game immediately.
That's so important. He's going to go for a drop. GuMiho drops against all odds, man. Look at that army. He's just like, nah, I'll still drop. It's fine.
Yeah, he just moves them out of position too. And here they come, infested Terrans. He wants to take down the orbital, the planetary. Another nuke, though.
Yeah, this nuke could have been devastating. He does move his units away at the last second.
It's at least killing a lot of the spine crawlers. Might even kill a few drones. He sees it.
GuMiho really wanted to know if it was going to work. He scanned. He's like, am I lucky? He's like, nah.
Moving in. But the planetary is gone. The planetary has been killed.
Yeah. And Sulky's still got that base mine to the top center. Even though there's been a lot of drops there, the hatchery remains alive. Another drop to the right, though. His army is out of position again. He's killing so many harvesters here.
Yeah, indeed. We have 44 against 47. And here come the infestors again. He needs to get out, and he needs to get out fast if he wants to save those units. Apparently he doesn't. To the top left, another dropship, though. Oh, actually not. It's Vikings.
Vikings going to force a cancel on this hatchery. If he doesn't look at it.
These two just don't stop.
No.
It's like insane. It's amazing. We have 190
Oh,
against
he's fought the
supply.
infestors this time. He's got another turret in place. And now he can scan and kill the last of them. Some infested Terrans being dropped, but it's not going to be enough. This is a huge hit to Sulky, losing so much gas in those infestors.
Yeah.
He's got more gas on to surplus, though. 2,800 in total. Minerals are really what he needs.
Exactly. Minerals are what he needs now. And currently we have an army supply of 147 against 146. This game is just so close. Also in resources lost, they are roughly on the same level with 38 against 37,000. And it's just an insane game. I love how they approach this game. This is so entertaining. I could watch this all day.
This is actually just so back and forth. GuMiho never stopping his dropping. Eventually he kills some drones, then has to get out. Kills some spines as well. making it so that you can come back in the next time. These banelings are coming, and he's like, well, that's not cost efficient. I don't want to send these banelings in here. Taking out the extractors, and he's not going to be able to escape, but that's fine for him because he's got the money to replace the Marauders. Sulky, on the other hand, does not have the money to replace the Harvesters. He's lost so much mining time. This is a bigger deal for him, and look at this. Another nuke going off. This is going to hit the larva. It's going to further damage the hatchery as well.
And I have to say that Sulky is just playing so much better than he was already in the qualifier. This is kind of intense. This guy is so good. And this nuke, it's home! Oh, everything's gone. Only 2 or 3 drones survive. Now it's down to 33. The big battle in the middle of the map, though. That's something that we don't see. And here we go. The last few units for the channel player. They die. Another nuke on
if he doesn't see this, he's screwed, man. And he's not seeing it so far.
No, so far, there's no idea this nuke is gonna hit.
No way! I cannot believe it! 26 kills.
Worker supplies 10 to 30 now. GuMiho is out of money though. He is rebuilding. He drops the Mule Hammer.
Yep, as long as he can hold on just a few more seconds against this small army in the middle of the map, if he can kill that even just one time, Sulky will never be able to replace it. He has basically no workers left.
This is for Sulky, this is bad. This is really bad.
Even
his army supply is at 120, but still he has no income anymore.
The same ghost from earlier is actually killing the last of the Harvesters to the north. He has 15 ghosts out in total. Those are such useful units to have with all the snipe ability against Zerg.
People said that snipe is not useful anymore against Zerg and that ghosts are therefore completely redundant in this matchup. GuMiho proves them otherwise.
He really has. He's shown that ghosts are still very viable here. Not to say that they're as good as they used to be, but obviously,
thank God they're not.
Sulky has struggled against this. He was not always able to keep his overseers. Not very good with the drone pulls.
And the commander, he is still taking down infestors. EMPs. Oh wow, only a few infestors with energy. And now here comes the death blow. He's moving in. This is the last nail in the coffin. GuMiho is currently on the move, and he wants to end it. He wants to end it now.
And he will. There's no way Sulky can stop him.
Maybe he wants to drag it out a little bit longer.
He wants to get this next group of Marauders that he has. Right now, his Marauder count up to 34, and he just wants to fight. Exactly. Everything together. Fight these infestors and the Ultralists together with your Marauders. He's only got 8 medevacs out here, so he needs all the DPS to be there at the same time. And here he goes. Marauder flank. So many ghosts. He EMPs everything. He can start to use snipes if he wants to. Sulky is not getting out of this one alive. He will fall with his Kespa brothers 0-2 to the Towel Terran GuMiho.
GuMiho takes it. 40 supply left for Sulky. GuMiho is edging out another win on Entombed Valley. 19 supply left for Sulky. GuMiho is moving in with his army. 146 supply for the Towel Turn. To the bottom right, we have a few units left for Sulky. That's all there's to it. His bases are going to die now. And the Caspar Terran, he looked very strong. He looked great. But today his opponent was just too good. It was GuMiho, and GuMiho